Yo, what's up everybody? Ryan Kearns here. Today I'm going to tell you about my biggest fear. Let's do it.
Welcome to the great journey. The journey to meet the smartest entrepreneurs of our day and learn the world's best marketing tactics. I've been in marketing for 10 years and the best thing I've learned about is launch campaigns. Join us as we interview leading experts, talk about marketing that causes success, and launch some amazing projects that will have an impact on the world forever. My name is Ryan Kearns and this is the Launch Lab.
Hey, what's up? Just driving to go get some lunch. I was at a cafe where they have lunch, but not feeling it. They don't have the types of things I eat. I eat a completely plant-based diet too, by the way, in case you're wondering. And so I was thinking about my biggest fear, right? This might be something that you can relate to, and hopefully that's the goal, right? Also, by the way, I have a podcast. This is a podcast, right? This is also a YouTube video. So for those of you listening to the podcast, just know that it's on YouTube. For those of you listening on YouTube, just know that it's also a podcast. So you don't have to watch it on YouTube. You could just listen or whatever you want to do, right? Okay. So my biggest fear, maybe it's not even my biggest fear. Maybe it's just a fear that I finally found for the first time this weekend. And here's what happened. I was at a meditation event where it was a sound bath meditation. They have drums and singing bowls and flutes and all types of instruments that they play. And the vibrations are supposed to relax you into a deep meditation where you can focus on your inner being and focus on how you feel and have an intention, right? So they told us in the beginning of this thing, okay, have an intention. Have an intention going into this so that when you're in it, you can actually get the best out of it, right? Get what you need out of it. Sorry, phone fell. So I had a hard time coming up with an intention. It's hard to do. People can't, I just couldn't think of an intention on the spot. So what I did was I said, okay, whatever. Let's just do this meditation. It'll come to me. So what came to me was three words over and over again. It was an hour and a half meditation, which is the longest meditation I've ever done. But it was really, really powerful, really, really cool. I actually didn't even know that it was an hour and a half long while we were in it. But it was great. I highly recommend if you have the opportunity to do it. But anyway, these three words kept popping in my head over and over again. And it ended up being about fear. It was three words: fear of success. What? Fear of success? Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I mean, it's so often that I've been afraid of failure, right? I'll say it out loud, and people say it all the time. I don't want to fail. I'm afraid to fail. I don't want to do it. And that's completely normal, right? It's completely heard of. People talk about it all the time. Not failing and the fear of failure, and you got to do it anyway and do things that make you feel uncomfortable, etc. So I was really surprised to hear those three words in my head: fear of success. Like, what is that, right? Like, what even is that? So I started to unpack it. I started to think about it. It's so easy to be afraid of failure, right? Because it hurts. It's painful. Eventually, we all fail at something. A lot of times it's giving up on, your dream, or a lot of times it's trying something that doesn't work, or it's trying something that doesn't work the first time. And those things happen to every entrepreneur, every business person, every person, really. If you haven't failed in your lifetime, you're doing something wrong. You're the weird one if you haven't failed. So fear of failure is known. It's very popular. People know about it. We all talk about it. Fear of success, however, is hidden. It's this underlying fear that, wait a second, if this does work, right? If I am successful at building a large business, who do I have to become? I have to become somebody willing to take responsibilities for paying employees. I have to be able to take the responsibility for people's problems. I have to take the responsibility for, it could be a large number of people that need me to pay their bills and keep their family fed and alive. Or it could be the ability to to have the responsibility for the problem that you solve in your business, right? If your business is solving people's problems, which it should be, all business should be around solving problems, then you've got to take responsibility for that problem. That problem is yours. You own that problem. You were the one that stood up and said, I will not take this anymore, and that I will provide the solution, right? And so you're bearing all of this responsibilities, and it's heavy, right? And another thing that happens is when you start to have success because you're taking on more responsibilities and more risks and helping more people, the other people that were there before, that were friends with you when you were mediocre, when you weren't being great, when you weren't taking on risk, when you weren't taking on challenges, owning responsibilities, helping people, when you weren't doing those things, they start to say things like, oh, you've changed, you're different, or you're acting different now than you did before, or oh, you're too busy, you don't have time for me, or all these different passive aggressive things that they say to us, and our relationships kind of falter. They change. The people that were your friends your whole life may not want to be friends with somebody who's a successful business owner. They may not want to be friends with somebody who spends all their time trying to help people and make money, right? Or even spends a large chunk of that time, or is more careful with their time. They don't want to waste time. They don't want to just go to the bar every single night. They want to stay in and work on their business, or they want to stay in and get their mindset worked out, do some meditations. They don't want to go spend it in social events where they're doing drugs or drinking or anything like that, right? And that changes. That makes people around you change. They treat you differently. Your relationships change. You decide not to be friends with some people and to be friends with very different people that have the same views as you. And it goes on from there, right? So that fear of success is underlying, right? It's not like you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so afraid and shaking because of success is right around the corner and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, right? That's not how it works. It's very subconscious. It's very underlying. It's in here. You will stop yourself from taking the actions that you need to take as long as you let yourself be afraid of success and what that looks and feels like for you. If you allow yourself to be afraid of success, afraid of the extra responsibilities that will come your way, afraid of losing the people in your life that you're friends with now, a fear of losing your family and losing your friends, changing your habits, becoming a different person, those fears hold you back more than a fear of failure ever could. From my experience, I was never afraid to fail. I knew that failure was just growth. Failure is just, it's an attitude. It's about how you handle things not going your way. There's no such thing as actual failure. It's largely made up, right? And I've known that, and I've known that for a while. You know why? Because all of the greats write about it in their books, talk about it in their seminars, and it's very known. It's very open, right? But not many of them ever warned me about the fear of success, the fear of stepping up to the plate and taking charge of your destination, right? The fear of building yourself up to a level where you can handle the responsibilities that will be thrown at you, the hatred that will come from some people who don't like what you're doing, right? Not everyone, you can't please everyone. There's going to be people that don't like what you do. There's going to be people that try to tear you down for doing what you do. And those people exist in large numbers on the internet. So my message really today is try to stop fearing success, right? Try to understand that you're going to change. You're going to have to be a completely different person to get to the completely new place that you're trying to go. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to change. It's not a bad thing to be more money focused for a little while. It's not a bad thing to be focused on your business more than your relationships for a little while. And all of the people that are telling you that it's bad have never been there. They don't know, right? They don't know what it's like to have a calling, to have a purpose, to have a business, to have people that depend on you besides their immediate family. All right, they have no idea what it's like. So you're going to receive bad information. You're going to receive bad advice. And my warning to you is to ignore those people. My warning to you is also to continue doing what you're doing because you're on the right path. If people are falling out of your life because of the things that you're doing, believe it or not, you're probably doing something right. Probably doing something really good with your life that's going to help a lot of people. You're taking risks, doing things differently than most. And so those relationships, those time-wasting people, those times when you're feeling like you're not stepping up. Maybe you know what you want to do, right? This has happened to me. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be this specific person. I wanted to be known for my marketing and business tactics. I wanted to help people in that area. But stepping up to become that person seemed so far away, so impossible, right? It seemed ridiculous for me to even have that dream if I can't actually step up and do it. And so what do? You get complacent. You sit still. You do nothing. I did nothing. I pretended I was doing stuff. I read books. I watched courses. I did things, right? But I didn't actually do the things that changed who I was, that got me in front of people, that got me connected, that got me interested, that got me attention, attraction, magnetism. I didn't do any of those things. It's those actions, those behaviors that will draw people towards you will also repel people away. And so that fear of success lives subconsciously, knowing all of these things to be true, knowing that your life will change dramatically when you start doing the right things. So you sit still and you do nothing. That's what I did for so long. And I shared this in a few groups and it resonated with people. People started saying like, yeah, you have to take on so much responsibility. My life looks completely different now than it ever did, than I ever imagined it could, because of the amount of responsibility that I had to take on and the amount of times people left my life because they were not able to handle the new me, the better me. It happens all the time. There's another person commented saying this is a very close cousin. Fear of success is a very close cousin to imposter syndrome, which is when you feel like you can't celebrate any of your successes or wins because you feel like you don't deserve it because it's so easy for you. If you have a calling, if you have a purpose, it's probably easy for you. It's probably easy for you to do the thing, right? And so helping people and being compensated and paid for helping people feels like you're ripping people off because it's so damn easy. How could you get paid for something so easy? But really, it's hard for other people. They don't have the same understanding as you. They don't have the same competence as you. They don't have the same confidence as you. And so it takes knowing that you're the best at what you do, or stepping up into that confidence, stepping up, taking on responsibility for how people view the world and for how you share your message. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this resonates with you. I hope you start to think about all the different ways that you can step up and really live into your fullest self and not carry with you the fear of success. Right? How can you bypass that fear of success? It starts with knowing about it, right? So it's a good thing you're here. It's a good thing you're listening or watching this, right? Because now you know that fear of success exists. You know that your mind is holding you back from becoming the person that you could be because you subconsciously know that your life has to change for that to happen. And subconsciously, your mind doesn't want you to get off the couch from watching Netflix and work on a business instead. Your mind wants to sit still, conserve energy, and stay complacent, stay comfortable. So in order to grow, you've got to get past that fear of success. I had to do it. I still have to do it consciously every single day, and that's why I wanted to share this video with you, because that's what came up into my mind while I was meditating. And it's been a big focus of my life ever since. And actually things have started been moving forward and changing as I'm focusing on becoming the person that I want to become, rather than rather than like vanity metrics, things that don't matter, and focusing my energy where it's not needed, right? I don't need to watch Netflix every night. I can work on my business during that time. I don't need to spend my time posting on Instagram when I can spend my time connecting one-on-one with people, taking business calls and coaching people through their problems so that I can understand their pain and understand my messaging better, so that when I do eventually start posting on Instagram, it will be geared toward the correct person, it will be geared with the correct message, and it will resonate a lot more and work a lot better. Connecting with people directly, right, has been something that I had to step up and do because I wanted to be able to take on bigger responsibilities. I want to own the responsibility of helping people create membership sites and courses that change their business, change their life. So just know that the fear of success exists, and I hope this video helps you out. It's been really helpful for me to think about it lately, and I think it will be for you too. So have a great day. Thank you for watching or listening, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.
Hey, thanks for watching. Real quick, are you in the Smart Entrepreneurs Launch Lab? If not, you've got to get in there. Here's what's going on. I am completely sharing my entire journey to launching a 7-figure business right in front of your eyes inside that group. And also, I'm inviting people to do interviews. I'm collaborating with people. We are launching some amazing projects that will benefit the world in a huge way. And we're getting the smartest people we can find to join that group. So it's just a really valuable, incredible place to be around people that are smarter than you. So do yourself a favor, join the group in 2020. You won't regret it. Click the link below this video to join the Smart Entrepreneurs Launch Lab, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye.